Welcome to this session. It is a repeat session from Monday. It's on virtual machine diagnostics. So in this session, we will show all the new diagnostics that we've added. We've added new virtual machine health signals, restart, root causes, run command, and also serial log and serial console. The key takeaways from this session is to ensure you're able to detect and resolve issues easily, and we have some inbuilt scripts for some common issues. So looking at the new diagnostic data that we have added. So when you have a Windows virtual machine and say you're not able to RDP into it, but the machine is healthy and running, what we have done, we are writing this rich health signals in a serial log. So if you go to your Windows VM, you can see in your boot diagnostic serial log all the health signals related to connectivity problems. So that helps in root causing as to what is wrong with the virtual machine and why you cannot RDP. Once you have identified the problem, what we have done is we have shipped some inbuilt scripts to ensure you can resolve common issues. So I will demo that in a bit. And the last is, whenever you have this question as to why my VM restarted, you can actually go in the portal and we show the history of last 14 days, and there you have the RCA as to why my VM restarted, whether it is because of customer initiated restart or because of platform. We have different, or planned maintenance, we have different root causes, and they all are captured in portal. So I'll show all these. With that, I'll jump to the demo. Making sure you can see my screen, okay. So this is the virtual machine blade on Azure portal. If you navigate to boot diagnostic, you can see that for this particular machine, the machine is up and running and it is healthy. This is the console screenshot. However, I cannot RDP. So to begin with, there are two ways to actually access serial log. One is via GUI tools. Another is using PowerShell. I will demo both. And we are planning to ship an engaging portal experience very soon. So you go to the settings section. This is your boot diagnostic storage account. We have a tool called Storage Explorer. You can download it, authenticate, navigate to all your storage accounts, and the one which is your boot diagnostic storage account, and download the serial console log. You can save it as a JSON file. What we have done is we have also shipped a PowerShell script. Now this script is available both in virtual machine Azure VM GitHub repo and Azure VM support GitHub repo. So once you run it, it actually will display the run command, the VM health signals right on the output, and it will also open the file in your favorite editor. So for me it is VS Code, but it will also work for Notepad++ and Atom or any other editor that you may want to open the JSON filing. So let's quickly see what all we have captured here. So there are 5 main settings because of which you can have RDP problem. Those are network settings, remote access, account settings, or basic system info. So we have captured all of those. So in this case, for your network card, if your DHCP is disabled, in this case it is enabled, which is good, but if your DHCP is enabled, that means your VM does not have an IP, or if it does have an IP, that IP could be in a mismatched state, wherein platform expects a different IP, so there will be a connectivity problem. You can fix this by providing a new NIC, by presenting a new NIC to the VM. So how you do that in portal is if you go to the IP configuration properties, and you change the dynamic settings to static, save it, and go it back to dynamic, it will assign a new IP and present a new NIC. So from a hardware perspective, you will have a new stack and you'll be able to connect again. Another signal that we have added is on remote access. So now this captures all your RDP settings, such as if the port is right, or the RDP firewall access is enabled, RDP itself is enabled, what is the certificate status, and if you have enough connections. So by default, only 2 connections, concurrent remote connections are allowed, but if you want more, you need license for it, and we have captured the license information right here. So in this case, my RDP port is 3333. which if intentional, please make sure your NSG configuration is right. How you can do that is by going back to portal, going on the networking section for your VM. This loads all the network security group settings for you. So in this case, I want the port to be 3389, which is the default, because the inbound traffic is allowed through that port. So we can fix this using run command. All right, so before I demo how we can fix it, let's quickly see what kind of commands we have already shipped. So if you actually go and run a get command and provide the location, it will display all the inbuilt scripts that we have shipped. So enable remote PowerShell or ipconfig, you can see your public IP address here. You can also run custom scripts, use PowerShell or Linux, ifconfig. If your admin account is disabled, you can enable it going back to the VM health signals. We also display the password status and the account status. So if your account is disabled, you can enable it using run command. The other services that we have captured are the RDP service by itself. It can be run manually, and other underlying services which are required for RDP service to run. So you can capture that status. And also the services that are required from Azure perspective to be running on the guest VM. And the last is basic system info about your OS version, and if your machine is a standalone server or it is domain joined. If it is domain joined, be mindful that the policy of domain will be applied and it may interfere with your RDP settings. All right, you can reset password, you can get RDP settings. These are all built-in scripts. That speaker isn't working. Okay, it's working now. All right, so here we go. So if I want to capture my RDP settings, I actually invoke run command by providing just the resource group and the VM name, and followed by the command ID, in this case RDP settings. So if I just put the get command, I can see the entire scripts and see if there are any default parameters, or I can invoke it directly right over here, RDP settings. And what I see here is all the RDP settings captured. So for example, the port number or the policies that are applied to my virtual machine. So it is the wrong port. So if I want to fix it, my options are either I can provide a command, but for set RDP port, the default value is 3389 anyway, so I can run it without the parameters. So while this is running, let me talk more about enable remote PowerShell. So this is very specific command where it just sets the RDP port to a custom value or the default value, but you can also enable remote PowerShell, which opens door for a lot more admin configuration and settings on your VM. So in order to enable remote PowerShell, I've already done it for one of my PowerShell windows. So what you need to do is you want to make sure that you're able to connect from your PowerShell session to the Azure virtual machine. The enable remote PS command will set the configuration on the machine, but you also want to reset it on the PowerShell. In the sense, you need to whitelist the IP of the machine. So let's do that. And then make sure that when you try to connect to and start a new remote PowerShell session, you have provided the IP address and the port, which is 5986, which is the WinRM port. The configuration, network security configuration settings for this are set correctly. Providing username and password for my Azure VM. So what this has done is, for your machine that you couldn't RDP into, now you have a remote access into it. So you can find the name of the host, confirm it, or if RDP service is not running, you can actually start it. Or you can actually enable remote PowerShell, you can enable RDP firewall access or remote desktop protocol. And if you're wondering what all settings I need to care about, we have a documentation online which captures details onto when you bring a VM from on-prem to Azure, as to what all settings you need to ensure are on the VM so that you can connect to the virtual machine. So here, if you look at the section on remote desktop registry, we have captured all the registry settings that are required. All of these you can invoke through the remote PowerShell session that you just created. And if you want to learn more about the remote PowerShell session, so this is the documentation we have online where we have captured how you start, how you engage with it, and then how you exit the session. With that, going back to setting the RDP port. So I've successfully set my RDP port number to 3389 and I can connect to my VM. So this gives a lot of tools easily that you can run through run command. They are inbuilt scripts. You can also write custom scripts. We also plan to ship a portal experience for this soon, so it's easy for you to run using portal as well. Going to the restart scenario, if you have a virtual machine that you cannot restart into, for example, this one, like the one that you have restarted, and you don't know that why it was restarted a while back, you can actually go to the virtual machine dashboard. You can click on resource health from here. This will tell you the current status of your machine, as in if it is available or not. And once it is, like for example, you can see it is available right now, but you want to see more, you want to see the history of it as to why it restarted a couple of days back. So you can click on view history, and it up to 14 days of events will be captured over here. And in this case, this particular machine was restarted by the platform. It was service healed because of some problem on the host. So that's how we are giving the RCA in the portal so that it is easily accessible to you. With that, I will hand off to Hari. He will talk more about Linux-specific diagnostics. All the diagnostics that I've talked to you about yet is applicable to both Windows and Linux VMs. Yura?
All right. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining us again, or for the first time. We are doing this recorded session because I guess most folks were not able to join us on the expo. So thanks again. I'm going to quickly talk about 4 topics today and run down as quickly as I can for Linux-specific diagnostics. The first thing I want to talk about is Linux serial logs and how you can leverage that to identify problems, specifically the hard-to-find problems in the boot path or some misconfiguration. The second thing I'm going to talk about is serial console, and I'm going to go show you how easy it is to actually recover from failures, which would have been extremely hard otherwise. The third thing is about our integrated support experience for enterprise Linux, especially around Red Hat, where you buy pay-as-you-go images through the portal, and how deeply the support is integrated in our portal for Red Hat. And finally, I'm going to also talk about some third-party diagnostic tools that can help you if you are using those already in your on-prem or other cloud setup. So just switching back again to demo, I'm going to talk first about a scenario which will help diagnose a case for Linux VMs. So to start with, I have a Linux VM for which I want to do an SSH connection to. So I go quickly to my terminal and try to connect to this Linux VM. What do I see? I see that I'm not able to SSH into this virtual machine. That could be for multiple reasons. It could be because maybe my administrator came and did a false or a wrong network policy where he went and disabled port 22 out of my VM, or it could be because my VM restarted and it had some actual boot failures. So I'll give you an example of a boot failure, which is quite common, where I added a new disk and I fat-fingered my FS tab, where when the Linux VM was booting up, it failed in booting because it's not able to find the device. So in this case, I need to first find out what's going on with my Linux VM. So the first thing that I can do is, as Manvi pointed out, we have boot diagnostic, which is rich in terms of the amount of information that it gets. So in Linux VMs, we actually spew out everything that comes on the serial log for the Linux VMs. So what you see here is we have the boot diagnostics available for Linux VM right through the portal experience. Once you click on the boot diagnostics, you can actually see a whole bunch of logs. Now this is some amount of parsing that you have to do if you are aware of what the failure conditions are. In this case, what you see is the system is actually broken into emergency mode. So what it means is that while it was booting, it could not find certain devices, and it has actually given you a serial console right at the boot process. Now what do I do? Until recently, the only recovery mechanisms that we had in place is that we had to stop delocate our running virtual machine and mount this OS disk into another virtual machine and then diagnose and fix the problem. What we are doing is giving you the ability to fix this right in the portal experience so that you can fix the virtual machine and get it back running. So the next step is going and connecting to serial console. So this is something that we are demoing in Ignite. I know Corey did this in his demo, and I showed this earlier on Monday. We'll be announcing more early access preview aspects of this shortly. So I go to the portal, I go to the VM which is broken, serial 1 I was trying to connect to this VM. I go to serial console, and then as soon as I click serial console, it will drop me right into the serial console. This is the emergency mode. As you can see, we don't allow you to provision with root on Azure. You always provision with the user that you provide for the Linux VMs. So in this case, this is actually an emergency console that happened during the boot process, and that's why it's broken into root at the boot time. Now, normally this is not available for you guys to visualize because this is early in the boot process, but we are actually plumbing all the serial information right through you and giving you a bi-directional console. So what I can do here is hopefully this connects again. While this connects, what I can do is quickly go and actually fix my FS tab, which was actually broken, and I can do a full reboot from the serial console itself. This allows me to fix the problem right in line, and I don't have to worry about what really happened, and I have to go and create a new VM and do other things. So while this boots up, what I can do is I can take this time and show you the other support scenarios that are built into the portal itself. So for a Red Hat VM in Azure today, you get integrated Red Hat support. If you deploy a Red Hat pay-as-you-go image on Azure, you get integrated support through Red Hat. So right below the serial log, in this case, you actually see a Red Hat customer portal. So if you click on Red Hat customer portal, it takes you deeply right through the Red Hat portal. You would have to do some initial step to join your Microsoft account into the Red Hat SSO, but once it is done, you can actually file support cases directly to Red Hat. So it could not be necessarily a problem for Azure that you identify, but it's a problem with Red Hat, the way the image is configured or the way the updates came in. You can directly talk to Red Hat through our portal experience and file a support ticket through Red Hat, and this is all included as a part of the pay-as-you-go offering that we have for Red Hat. And finally, I want to talk about a third-party monitoring solution, So if you guys are aware of Datadog, Datadog is one of the third-party monitoring solutions. You can certainly use our monitoring solutions which are available, but Datadog is also something that's available right through an extension model that's available in Azure. So what you can do today is you can leverage Datadog and add its own agents to running Linux VM, and I'll show you quickly how easy it is. What I'm showing you right now is a dashboard that I put together with Datadog. I give it my subscription details, and it gives me information about all the VMs that I have on my subscription. This is in addition to any other standard monitoring systems that are built in Azure itself. So this allows you to do more on-prem and cloud, and if you're using other clouds as well, this allows you to do a cross-plot cloud monitoring if that's a scenario that you're interested in. So to achieve this, I simply go to my portal and select a VM. In the extensions tab, I have the ability to add new extensions, and this addition of new extensions will actually list all the possible extensions which are available, and Datadog is one of the extensions. You simply add the Datadog extension for the Linux VM, give it the API key. When you go to Datadog, it will actually give you the API key that's available for your monitoring. Add the API key, and that's it, you're done. That VM will now be monitored via Datadog as well. So this is another solution that is available for you. I'm going to quickly go and see if my serial console got connected. No, so I'm going to try my backup serial console. It's always funny how it works for Corey's demo and never works for my demo. So, but it's good. I have a video recording as well, and I'll show you that later on as a part of the slides that you get. I'll also include the video recording so you can actually get it. It actually get connected this time. I guess the operative word is Corey, so there you go. So I actually am on the serial console for my backup VM. This is again the same emergency mode, so I'm connected to the backup emergency mode of the VM. I can go modify the files. It's a full bi-directional console. I can reboot. I can actually see the reboot spew. So this is available for early access, and I'm going to talk about that shortly. Yeah. Sorry. So to sign up for the early access for Serial Console, simply go to aka.ms, Serial Console Preview. You have to fill up a quick form, and then we will sign you up for Serial Console as it gets available in the coming weeks or months. I have a QR code as well if that works better for you. So with this, I have in the slides, I have links to all the scripts that Manvi had shown before, and as well as some other links to other diagnostic sessions that are happening in terms of a breakout. So please take a look. It's available in your app. You can download the presentation right through your app. Thank you so much, guys.